Today, we are going to paint these gorgeous daffodils together, and I am just in love with how it turned out, this dreamy background. And I'm going to share with you the 5 key principles of how we can make our art less complicated, more free, more joyful, and art that we actually love creating, that we are happy with the results. So, you know, I hear a lot of people saying that they are so fearful about painting, they're so scared of making mistakes. What I realized my job is in this art world is to bring forth the idea that art shouldn't be so complicated. Art should just be freeing yourself, break it down to simple steps, and approaching it with a lot of fun and joy. And yeah, I'll be just going into the 5 things that I feel that are important in creating an art practice that is uncomplicated. And I will also be sharing with you my Patreon community that I have just started called the Uncomplicated Artist Movement, and how we meet every month in a live format to connect together, to just come together in the principle and in the joy of making art wonderful, accessible, easy, and uncomplicated. So without further ado, let's dive right into the painting. Alrighty, so I have my 10 by 7 Medan 100% cotton cold press watercolor paper, and I believe that is my size 12 round Princeton heritage brush. We are gonna paint some very simple loose daffodils today using very few colors. So I've got my lemon yellow there, and I played a bit with a cadmium yellow, which is a warmer yellow, and I'm making from very simple strokes. I'm not gonna be talking through the whole painting because my video today is mainly I'm gonna share with you 5 advice or 5 tips to painting uncomplicated, lovely, freeing, simple art. So there's definitely going to be more than this, but in today's video I'm going to share with you the first 5, which is very simple. All right, number 1, and you might hear me say this quite a lot in my videos, and it's just go for it. Number 1, just go for it. Okay, so this comes back to the let's not overthink it, let's not plan too much, let's not sketch, let's not do practice, let's not swatch beforehand. I mean, you can do all those things, and there are loads of amazing teachers that promote those things. A lot of prep work to make you feel like you're ready to go for it, and then when you paint, suddenly it's like, oh my god, this is so hard, I can't get there. And for me, I lose stamina, I lose steam when I plan too much. It's really tiring, so I just go for it. When I say just go for it, also just grab the paint and put the paint down on paper where you think it should go. Too much water, don't worry about it, you can mop it up. Too much paint, don't worry about it, we can work on lightening some other parts. So really just go for it is a huge overarching principle that I really want to impart when it comes to making uncomplicated art. Okay, so the second one I want to share is very similar to go for it, but it's actually opposite. It's leave it. Okay, number 2 tip, leave it. So when I say leave it, and you can see this in my painting, I put a color down, I drop another color in, and then I leave it. I don't go in too much, I don't try to spread it around too much, I don't try to manipulate it, I don't try to mix it up on my paint too much. I leave a lot of it, especially this is the first layers, okay? So I feel that messing around and overworking the same area when you have wet paint and you have water in there can lead to just a painting that looks overworked and looks like there's the energy in there, feels constrained and feels tight. So leaving it is such a big thing. And even mistakes, okay? So many times I put something down and I'm like, oops, something bled into another thing that I didn't mean to, or something touched another thing, or I actually even picked a wrong color. Leave it, because mistakes is what makes watercolor painting, so filled with character and filled with this energy of being human, of showing the human side of things. In today's world, we have photographs. If we want to depict something that is perfect, photorealistic, we don't need to do it anymore in our art. We can be loose, we can be expressive, and so leaving it is a huge tip. I really hope that you will take it with you. Try to not mess around so much, leave mistakes. You won't regret it. And it actually really helps with the pace as well. So you can just move on, leave it, move on, leave it, move on. That's a big principle. All right, the third one. I feel this is something that just emerged naturally, and I actually work on balance the whole time. So what I mean is that when I'm painting, I'm always trying to seek balance the whole time. So I don't necessarily go, I'm going to paint everything on the left and then I paint everything on the right, and I'm going to complete everything and then I'm going to paint the leaves. So when I feel like this moment I need to put down a green leaf or a green stem, I do it, even if I've not completed all the bulbs yet. So if I've gone past that moment now, but if you rewind a little bit, you notice that I made 3 flowers, and then I added the leaves and the stems, and then I added another flower. Oh, so see, right, I'm doing it right now. So I decided to add 1 more flower up there right now. So I did not go paint all my flowers first, then I paint all the stems, then I paint all the leaves. I'm constantly working on balance. So for me, this whole process is the process of balancing left and right, dark and light, green and warm and cool the whole time. And you know, if you do something else in life like cooking, and for me, like for my yoga practice, I stretch my left and then I stretch my right, I turn to the right and then I turn to left, I forward fold and then I backward fold, because I'm constantly trying to seek balance. And that is so true of our life. Like, balance is something that we all just strive for so much. So this is my first layer. I'm gonna leave it now. And then quickly, whoops, I'm going to second layer. So before I go into the other 2 principles, I'm going to share that I'm using my little silver black velvet size 4 round, I believe, and I'm mixing a shadow color, which is Payne's Gray, burnt umber, and of course the painting is completely dry now, so that needs to happen if you want to, you know, have a nice clean layer. And yeah, so I'm just going to go out in and just using my intuition to put down some shadowy strokes now. So of course, intuition is one of the huge key elements of uncomplicated artists. I won't go into it today because it is actually quite a deep sort of topic. But the 4th one I want to share, actually, which is something so simple, is to love your supplies and not fight it. So we all love trying different brushes, different paints, different paper, blah, blah, blah. And I can't help myself. But I find that if I'm using a paper that I don't like, or a cheaper paper, or, you know, some kind of paint that I'm not used to, I'm fighting my supplies. I'm fighting it. And when I fight it, I just don't have a good time painting. And if I don't have a good time painting, when I don't feel the colors excite me, or the paper might be just disappointing in not, you know, not shining through, not absorbing, not spreading, I just lose it. I just like go, I'm not feeling the vibe, and I can't go on, and yeah, I just don't have a good time. So loving your supplies is such a big key element in becoming an uncomplicated artist, because you gotta fall in love with your supplies. You gotta really connect to your supplies and your tools, and that's why I really suggest that you should invest in good supplies. And this has been a game changer for me. Whenever I am using my best supplies, and when I mean best supplies, like this 100% cotton paper from Bao Hong, or Meaden, which is the new name now, it just doesn't disappoint, okay? And every time I get this beautiful result, no matter how awful I'm feeling that day or how rubbish that I'm painting, it really is like half the job done when you have good paper and good paint. That's why it's so important to really fall in love with your supplies and invest in good supplies. I have a supply video where I talk about all my essential watercolor supplies. It's quite popular on my channel, and I'll link it up here in the card. And I have all the supplies that I use are in the description below as well. For Meaden, if you want to buy paper and stock up, I have a 10% discount code that you can use. Seriously, I really find it hard to go back to any other paper now because I'm just so reliant on this. I just love it so much. All right, so the final tip of that I'm going to share with you here in this video is you need to connect. You need to find a sense of connection overall. And the word connection is huge. But what I mean here in painting and in my art practice is connection to my tools, which is, very linked to the previous point of loving your supplies. You got to connect to the tools, you got to connect to the paint, you got to connect to the water, all right? And connecting to the brush, you really get to know your brush well, have your favorite brushes, and also connect to your body and connect to your breath. So I'm a yoga teacher. I just love the whole practice of connecting to something that's outside me. And we realize that we're not alone in this world, but sometimes we can feel so alone, can't we? And this painting and this connection that I have with my, even with the thing that I'm observing and I'm painting, whether it's a photograph I'm staring at, whether it's a real life flower, that connection, that gazing, that devotional gazing, the devotional practice of being one with your tools, your body, your breath, is just such an important piece to the whole art piece. And when negative thoughts come into your head and perfectionism creeps in and you're like, oh my god, this is not right, I'm doing it wrong, and all this is, that's when that there is that disconnection, because there's the judgment that comes in. And sure, you are connecting to the judging part of yourself, which is something, it's also a form of connection, right? But it's all about connection. It's all about connection. And what I discovered through art, I discovered art pretty late in my life. I only started painting at 40 during the COVID pandemic 4 years ago now. And I realized that, in my whole life, what I've been seeking for a lot is belonging and connection in all the things that I do. As a kid, I loved writing. I wanted to be a writer, and writing is just a way of expressing and connecting yourself to the world, to the meaning of world, to the meaning of why you exist. So yes, connection is a huge piece in this art practice, in being an uncomplicated artist. Beyond it looking like wanting to look like a perfect piece of art. I mean, like right now, I'm painting this background, and what's inspiring this background is, well, I like to use up all of my paper sometimes because I'm a bit of a cheapskate and I don't like to waste paper, and I often really get jealous of landscape artists that use the whole paper, right? I'm like, but hang on, why can't floral artists also use the whole paper? So I'm painting that, and I'm just connecting with the water and the shapes that are in between the painting. So if I do a background painting, and this is a really good tip, you just do it in sections. Just identify the negative space that you see and then just paint. And I'm using, two different colors. I'm using blue and a pink, and blue has a hint of a sky, pink has a hint of a sunset. And I'm also not being afraid to touch the greens that are on the paper, on the painting as well, because Although this painting is dry, although most of the background is dry, with watercolor, everything can be activated again with water, and that's where you can create that bleedy, dreamy effect. And if you look, as I'm finishing up this painting now, all of the principles that I've spoken about really plays here. So going for it, I just went for the background. I'm just adding pink into that space. I'm not sure if it works, just giving it a go. You know, I'm leaving it. I'm not going back into the same space over and over again. I'm letting mistakes happen. I'm letting things touch. The third principle, I'm working on balance the whole time. So now, right at the bottom left now, I'm going to add some pink so that I can balance out the pink on the other side. And you know, at this point, if I want to go in and, you know, finish up more details, I can too. So I'm not putting any restraints on what I should do when, and everything is a huge experiment. And then finally, I am, you know, just connecting to the whole painting and summing everything up with my tools, with my breath, with you guys here on this channel. You know, me making this commentary now after this painting. I'm connecting with my why of why I want to share this, because I think it's such a shame for when I hear people say they go to their art practice with fear, with trepidation, with judgment. It's like, oh my God, no, it should not be that way. All right, putting my brush down, I'm leaving it, I'm calling it, I went for it, and that's it, my beautiful daffodils. I'm so happy. And there you have it. I hope you painted along with me and you enjoyed the painting and you enjoyed the 5 tips that I shared with you on how to make your art simply just uncomplicated, where you can just drop into your body and just paint. Now, if you're interested in my Patreon community, it's open now, and this is a really great time to join, because next week, in fact, every 4th Tuesday of the month, we will meet together live on Zoom, where we will delve deeper into the topic of the month. This month's topic is actually connection. So we will be sharing with each other how the principles of connection is important to us, why we are missing so much of that connection and belonging in today's world, and how we can find a connection through art and through a community like this. I have 2 tiers in my Patreon. The first tier is a wonderful tip jar that I appreciate you enjoying my content here on YouTube, and that you can enjoy all of this content ad-free, and that's called the Advocates tier. And the next tier is basically called the Inner Circle, where we will meet together once a month, and you will also get a bonus tutorial monthly in that tier. So, all right, I won't go on and on about it. You can read it up on your own. Send me a DM, connect with me here. I look forward so much to connecting with you deeper in the Patreon. And if you're not feeling called to join, totally fine. Stay, subscribe to my YouTube channel, get on my mailing list, and keep creating uncomplicated art. So I'll see you. Bye.